Gotcha. Okay, so I want to ask you some questions about the anti-police program. And I want to know what right now is your reason for it, and what started you off, your motivation.
First of all, let's be clear that it's the Anti-PoLiceTerror project, and I say that for a reason because in this day and age, they're looking for ways to criminalize dissent, right? So it's unfortunate, but a miswording can lead to indictments in this day and age, right? And we want to be clear that we're saying that we want an end to the terrorizing of African and indigenous communities by state forces, right? This is just one of the projects that we're involved in, that we've been involved in. I've been involved in a broad spectrum of activism. At the end of the day, our objective is self-determination, figuring out how we control our destinies, how we have power as defined by Minister Huey Newton, as the ability to determine phenomenon and make it act in a desired manner, right? That is not our existence right now. So this is just one of the arenas that we feel like we have to make a significant impact towards that end.
And I know you're a part of a program about funding and political funding, stopping government funding. So what is that about? What are you trying to do?
Ask that question again. What is it?
You're in a program about stopping government funding and more political funding by the people. What is that about?
Well, I mean, I think right now campaigns like defund, dynamics like that, are really about attempting to get more funds to preventative measures, right? That when we talk about violence in our communities, right? So whether it be intercommunal violence, whether it be external violence, right? Extrajudicial violence. All of those things are a result of a set of conditions. Poverty breeds violence. Poverty is violence, right? Homelessness is violence. And so one of the things that we're really adamant about is the diversion of funds from policing to prevention, right? That's very important because statistics, data, study, and implementation has proven that we can knock down so-called crime rates by investing in our communities. People don't commit crimes when they have homes. They feel vested in the community, right? So we're talking about how can we divert these funds to solve our situations. But it's important for us to understand also, and for me to state, that we don't believe that taking funds from them is going to solve our problems. So once again, we believe that there are opportunities to extract resources that will help us motivate towards self-determination. But at the end of the day, we want the ability to generate our own funds.
Okay. And what is your biggest roadblock for the funds?
Biggest roadblock, I guess, when we talk about this, government, city government, state government, all of these things, right? We say that this is a predatory state apparatus, right? Meaning that this is from day one, from the time ships landed on African shores, from the time ships landed on so-called American shores, it has been a factor, a force, an apparatus that has terrorized indigenous people consistently. So we understand that it being a predatory dynamic, that's our major opposition, right? When we were talking earlier, I spoke about the Panther Party, right? And about how this organization was about self-determination. And a lot of people speak about the contradictions of the party. They say there was this tension between patriarchal engagement and this and that, right? But as my brother says, Chairman Fred Jr., he talks about it all the time. He says that there were other organizations with those same contradictions. Some even blatantly stating patriarchal positions, right? But they survived and thrived. So it couldn't have been that. Those organizations, some of them even developed to work through it. Even when you study the party, the women were beginning to take power in those spaces, right? So we would have rectified that, but it was one dynamic that kept us from sorting it out. And it was the fact that the COINTELPRO dynamics were 90% focused on breaking the Panther Party. right? That's the same dynamic we're existing now. We have lived under some form of COINTELPRO when we attempt to solve our problems under different names, right? Patriot Act, Jim Crow, any of those things, right? So the major impediment is a predatory state apparatus.
All right, I'm Sasha. Thank you for your time. All right.